Greg Parker here, Parker's Property Sourcing. Just coming at you with another video today. And today's video is about creative financing strategies most investors don't talk about. Everybody that that's new to property, or most people that are new to property, they think the only way you can either buy a house is either buying it cash or mortgaging it, which is pretty much spot on. But there are creative ways and strategies and financing strategies that we can do as savvy investors, to be fair, that will help us grow our portfolio, get financially free a little bit quicker and a little bit more aggressive. And these strategies can really open doors to deals that others kind of overlook. So we're gonna delve into it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and then let's see what we can work out together today. So the question is, why creative financing matters. Most investors stick to the same path, and me too, basically. So, we're in this channel that I'm growing and I'm doing it's a new channel, yeah. But in this channel, we are going to be learning and growing together, yeah. So the traditional way is to save for your deposit, get a mortgage, buy the property, yeah. It's not the wrong way, but that's the traditional way. But as the market gets more competitive, yeah, that approach limits the opportunities that may arise. What do I mean by that? Is I might have saved for one property, but then I might have a deal sourcer that's found me two or three, but I can only afford to fund the one. So what am I going to do with the other two? Do you get what I mean? Like, what can I do to get all of them? Can I get all of them? Is there a way for me to get all of them? So, the save for a deposit kind of limits your opportunities, yeah? But being a little bit creative, and it will just allow you to think outside the box a little bit more. You can secure more deals, and usually, with the ones that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to touch on today, you actually need less upfront capital. So you're using more of your knowledge as opposed to your money. So one of the strategies that I wanted to touch on with you guys today is joint venture partnerships. Yeah, joint venture partnerships is really, really effective. So this is when you partner with someone who, for example, has the capital, yeah, whilst you or myself, we bring the knowledge, the time, and the deal finding skills, yeah. So it's a win-win. They get their money working for them, and you get to scale your property portfolio a lot faster without tying up any of your funds. Yeah, of course you're going to share the profits. That's normal. You share the profits. But I always say, and I think, and this is the way my mind started to think, is it's actually better to have half of something than all of nothing. Do you know what I mean? So if you're getting, you've gone in 50-50 with a joint venture partner, they've put up all the money, you've given up a lot of your time and used your skills, you actually got a property for nothing, sort of thing. But then you're half in the profits and getting your monthly income on a monthly basis. For me, I don't know, man, I feel that's a really, really effective and good strategy, and it's something for us all to think of. If you're watching this video today and you want to do a joint venture partnership, get in contact with me, man. I'll be open to ideas. That's what we're here for. That's what we're on YouTube for, open to ideas. So first one is joint venture partnerships. So the next two deals I wanted to talk to you guys about is another way of, diversifying that portfolio, and growing your portfolio. Two different ways is rent to rent and leased options. Yeah. So I'll explain to you what each of them mean. Yeah. But both of them are a fantastic way to generate cash flow with very little money down. To be honest, very, very little money down. So I'm just adjusting my camera just to make sure you can see me still. Very, very little money down. Rent to rent, you take control of a property from a landlord, usually guaranteeing them a fixed rent, basically. And then what you do, you rent it out on a higher rate or as a serviced accommodation. So you're getting a super rent in. You're guaranteeing them their rent, and then you either put it in on Airbnb or Booking.com or to the local council and emergency accommodation. So you're getting the rent coming in to yourself at a higher rate than the rate you're guaranteeing to the landlord. So that's low money down, but then you're getting a nice bit of cash flow on a monthly basis. So if you've got a small portfolio and then you add a few rent-to-rents to your portfolio of properties or buy-to-lets, that's really going to accelerate your cash flow and give you that financial freedom that we're all pushing towards. And then lease options, they go a step further, and I like these. I really like these options. So they allow you to control a property today with the option to buy in the future, often at today's price. So what do I mean by that? You can agree with the vendor that you're going to buy a house today, their house today, for £100,000. Yeah? But you're going to take control of it for 3 years, and in 3 years' time, you have the option, not the obligation, but the option to buy it in 3 years at the price you've agreed today. Yeah, so then with that, I think you pay £1 option fee up front, pay your solicitor fees and for it as well, and then you take control of the property. You'll be paying the mortgage for the vendor that's selling it, but you don't own it because you haven't bought it until the date that you agreed. Usually, lease options could be a year, could be 5 years. 3 years is a lovely, lovely place to be, you know. And if you agree a price today, guess what? In 3 years, it's going to be worth more, but you've agreed the price today. Yeah. So lease option is another great way to build your portfolio with very low capital put down. Let me know in the comments at the moment if you're enjoying this video and if you like these strategies, and if these are something that you feel like are tangible for you, and if getting into property is becoming more tangible for you as you're watching these videos that I'm creating. So bridging finance is the next one, yeah. And bridging finance is another powerful tool if used correctly. This one where I would say before doing something like this, get some advice, talk to your broker. Our team, like I've spoke about him before, would be your broker. He'd know everything that you need to know about the risks and the rewards of bridging finance, yeah. So that's just a disclaimer for this video. But it's essentially a short-term loan that gives you the speed to secure a property quickly. So usually bridging loans they're ideal for auctions or deals where time is critical. The interest rates are a lot higher, yeah? But the point is not to hold on to the property for long when buying on bridging loan. So when you're buying and bridging, you either exit with either refinancing once the property has been improved, or you're going to sell it on for profit. So if you want to do a flip, you can use bridging finance to get a property and to fix it up and then to sell it. And then basically what you get for the property, you pay back the bridging finance loan, and then whatever you've got left is your profit. But again, that's a strategy that works for a lot of people. A lot of these investors that do flips and stuff, they actually use their money. They use bridging finance, but they're very knowledgeable on their refurb costs, on the market. So like I said, formulas, not feelings. So when they're buying and they're doing their flips and they're using bridging, they're doing it with so much confidence because they've done it so many times, and they're doing it with formulas, not feelings. But bridging finance is a fantastic way to make yourself a nice bit of cash if you want to do some flips. So, what are the key takeaways from this video that I've done? So, for me, first, it's about not limiting yourself to just traditional mortgages. Yes, they work. Yes, they're good. I'm not saying don't do it, but don't limit yourself, And if you're someone that's watching videos and want to get into property but don't have the capital, get the knowledge. If you get the knowledge and get your skills up, you can then joint venture with someone, partnership with someone, or offer a landlord guaranteed rent, yeah, or you can go and get some bridging because you've trained yourself and invested in your education in flips. You know what I mean? That can get you into property as well. Don't always have to have capital to get into property. Get your knowledge up first and then get into property, because then you might realize that you don't actually need the capital to build your portfolio, or to start out building your portfolio. As the time goes on, obviously using your own money will happen, but if you can use others to grow your portfolio and own it all by yourself, I know which one I'd want to be doing, to be honest. And just remember, creative financing is about finding solutions that work for everyone. So that's yourself, your partners, and the sellers. And that is that video in a nutshell, basically. If you found this helpful, or want to explore more opportunities, let's connect. We can talk, and you can visit my website. You can message me, put a comment on the YouTube page. I'll get in contact with you. We can talk about these strategies in more details if you want. And again, if there's something you want to do joint ventures on, get in contact. We help investors find properties. We joint venture with people. That's what we do here at Parker's Property Sourcing. So hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe. I've been Craig Parker. Till next time.